The biggest key factor in hope, though, is it gave me my son. I might cry during this. I remember thinking when it came to Elias that if I was going to hell, it's not gonna be because of the abortion I have scheduled, it's gonna be because of everything else I've ever done. And there's been a lot. I felt like I didn't have a choice in the matter. I was a single mom to 2 kids. I was recently divorced. You know, my ex-husband was in jail at the time for abuse. It was a really hard roller coaster. And I didn't really have any family. So my only option was to schedule the appointment, and I did, and that was kind of final. I was just waiting on the funds to come to get to the appointment. And Candy talked me out of it. Not directly. She did it very indirectly. I'm gonna give it to her. She showed me a video of babies, and by the end of that appointment, I said, okay, I want one of those. I want to take it home. So, hope gave me my son. It gave me my hope, essentially. I was at a really dark place, and Elias saved me, and that was due to this place. So, yeah. And Candy was actually one of the first ones to visit me in the hospital. Right, fresh out of surgery, didn't even know who she was. I was like, who are you? Yeah, so she did that. She brought him home. Staying in this program has really been a game changer for not only me, but my boys and just our life. There's not like any one thing that I could tell you, as we've seen through this and all different stories, but there's something just from every week that changes the highlight of why I continue to come. It wasn't super long after Elias was born. I want to say maybe like 3 weeks tops that Candy had a family life crisis come up, and she ended up having to leave. And I remember I got the call, I believe it was Sunshine, and she was like, hey, Candy can't meet with you for a little bit, but we have a step-in mentor for the time being. Do you want to meet with her? And at first I was like, no, I'm good. I'll just kind of wait. And Sunshine was kind of like, it might be a while. I really think you should probably do this. So I did. I was like, okay, fine. We met with her at our normal time. You know, we came in on the Mondays we came in on and met with her, and it was Jan Lee. And you walk in, here comes, first of all, it was the biggest difference. I went from this like super sweet kind of younger lady to all of a sudden, oh, here's this super sweet older lady who's gonna tell me about her grandkids. So it was already a big adjustment. I was like, okay, this is definitely gonna be different. And it was, because the biggest difference was Candy never prayed. The first words out of Jan Lee's mouth when I sat down in that chair were, okay, so I'm gonna pray. I was like, excuse me, what? You're gonna what? No. But I was kind of locked in. I couldn't just walk out. You know, my first meeting, I couldn't make this person think I hated her. I just was not prepared to meet this specific stranger at all. But it's amazing how much she changed us. And it was for the better. I remember reluctantly building a relationship with her, almost in the sense that every week I was kind of like, okay, like slightly hoping Candy was back. But then eventually it was just like, oh, what am I gonna do if they tell me Candy's back and I have to leave Jen-Lee? And I think that's the point we're at right now. Jen-Lee pushes me, and she doesn't let me take the easy way out. She doesn't let me mope around. She's like, okay, we'll mope for 5 minutes and then get up, Hailey, you're done. And that's a big thing. She comes to court with me. I've got some stuff going on right now, and she comes and she sits with me even if it doesn't fit into her regular schedule. I remember there was one time we had a court date and she was out of state visiting her family, and she still called me. How did it go? What's the update? She came to Ezra's birthday party a couple weeks ago. She went out of her way. She bought him a gift. She knows what he likes. She bought the only present. He had hundreds of presents of this thing, hundreds of dollars, whole bounce house. But Jen-Lee brought him a box of fruit snacks in a bag, and he opened it and was it's all he cared about. It was all he wanted. It was the only one. He didn't have us open anything else, but as soon as he saw those, he opened it and ran right to her, like all excited. He knew they came from her. And that's a big thing. She knows my family and she knows my boys. On the aspect of her pushing me, when it comes to hope and like the point system and the store, I will find an item that I really like, especially when I was pregnant with Elias. I didn't plan on having more kids, so I got rid of all of my stuff after Ezra. And I needed it. I needed swings and car seats and beds, and I'd see it in the store. Okay, no, it's fine. If it's still there 3 more weeks of class, then I'll get it. I remember one time, Jen-Lee watched me look at this swing. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna take it home this week. She brought out a brand new in the box, the same exact swing. And she was like, well, this came in about a couple days ago, and held it back because I kind of figured. And she made me take it, wrote down the points on my tag and made me take it. And so I did, I took it that week. And she does that a lot. She'll push me. I'll look at an outfit, oh, well, we're gonna take it. Or, hey, I got this in and it's the boys' size, you're gonna take this. Stuff like that. So she pulls me out of my shell, and she doesn't really let me live my life in the safe way. In a safe way, but more so in the fact that I'm the type to take the safer option instead of the road that's not so traveled on, because I know that this safe option is safe and I'm not gonna have a bump. And she makes me take the bumps. The other biggest thing is she's my friend. I have her Christmas card in my glove box of my car, because I'm like, well, I don't have anywhere else to put it, but I don't want to not have it. So it sits in the glove box of my car, along with a lot of letters from friends and things that just really mean a lot to me, because I'm in my car so often that if I need it, it's there and I look at it. And I get a Christmas card. I'm 25 years old. I've never gotten a Christmas card in my life, but my first one was from this woman, and she shows me pictures of her new grandson, and I feel like I get to watch him grow, and we talk about her other grandkids, and she's got so many, so many. And she invites me to do things. We've gone out to coffee and lunch, and she's family, and I love that. And without this place, I wouldn't have that relationship. And that's a big thing for me after my mom died, is just needing someone, and she became that someone for my family and I. And I love her for that. The biggest question while getting ready for this whole video, Brent looked me dead in my eyes and was like, okay, so how do you feel about God now? You talked about kind of being weary and hating the idea of being here because you didn't believe in him. How do you feel about him? And I can't really give you a straight answer to that question, because I'm not sure that I can say, oh, I believe in God now and he's this great, amazing person, because I can't. I'd be lying to your face. I can say that I'm not repulsed by the idea of church or praying anymore. Janley and I prayed just this morning during my visit, so it's, you know, I'm not repulsed by it. I don't cringe or anything anymore, and I've gone to church a couple times now. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna read my Bible every night or believe 100%, because there's a lot that I went through in my life that, again, how are you going to preach to me that you have this big almighty person and he let my dad do what he did, or my mom die, or I went through, you know, an abusive marriage and different things like that. How am I going to believe in somebody that didn't save me when you claim he's supposed to save me? But I think that slowly I'll get there. And without this place, I probably wouldn't have gotten there. I would have just forever said, oh, no. Like, I would have been, you know, I've shut down conversations before where don't talk about that. He's not real. And now it's like, okay, well, I respect your views and I respect my views, and we can find a happy medium. And I wouldn't have gotten there without hope. So my biggest takeaway from all of it is just, if I could say one thing out of the million things that I have to say, it would just be to thank everyone. Janley, Candy, Sunshine, Nikki, Brent, everybody involved behind the scenes plays a bigger part than they know in some people's lives. And in my case, it gave me a son. It kept me alive, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't think that they actually know the impact that they play in some people's lives in this community.